Good day to you all, my friends. Today it is day 6. Remember, yesterday it was day 5. The 31st of March 2020 was day 5, and we worked around how possible it was for us to get to 5 using 5. So today it is the 1st of April 2020, and this is no April Fool's Day. This is exactly the 1st. I didn't do this yesterday. I didn't do it the other day. I am doing it now. I'm trying to look at the time. The time now is 5 minutes before 11. And today's date is the 1st of April, as I said, 2020. The world is under attack from a virus that is called Corona. Now let's look at Corona. Corona has got 6 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it is day 6. Okay. Now let us look at the position of these letters in our alphabet system. Corona. Okay. Sorry. Corona. Okay. Now, C is the 3rd letter in our alphabet system. O is the 15th letter in our alphabet system. R is the 18th letter in our alphabet system. I'm saying our alphabet system because I'm not sure whether our system is the only system there is around alphabets. And then O, again, is the 5th. As I said, O is the 15th letter. Okay, and N is the 14th letter, and A is the 1st letter. So these are the positions where you would find these letters in our alphabet system. Now we have C as the 3rd letter. You have O as the 15th letter. You have R as the 18th letter. You have O as the 15th letter. You have N as the 14th letter. And you have A as the 1st letter. Okay, so let's work out how we can use these numbers to get 6. Okay, we only use these numbers. We're not going to be adding other numbers, but it will be these numbers only. Okay, the 15 and the 15, let's use it. So we'll say 15 minus 15 is equal to 0. So the 15 is no longer there. We now have 3, 18, 14, and 1. Okay, now if we say 18 minus 4, we get 4. Okay, so this is no longer there. We now have 3, 1, and 4. Okay, so if we say 3 plus 4, we get a 7. So we no longer have this and that. We now have 7 and 1. And if you say 7 minus 1, and the answer is 6, which is our day. This is the 6th day. Now, let's look at the number 6. Let's look at number 6. You agree with me when I say number 6, or 6, the letter 6, not the letter 6, the number 6 is the square root of 36. You agree with me because 6 times 6 is equal to 36. 6 squared is equal to 36. So therefore, inversely, the square root of 36 is going to be 6. So we can say square root of 36, we multiply by a square root of 1, because the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 36 is 6. So this is the same as 6 times 1, which is 6. Okay. Now, we know that 36 is 6 times 6. Let's put that under one symbol, times square root of 1 times 1, which is still 1. Okay, now we know that this is the same in mathematics. This is the same as saying square root of 6 times square root of 6 times square root of 1 times square root of 1. Okay, but we also know that 6 is 3 times 2, so we can say 3 times 2 times square root of 3 times 2 times square root of 1 times 1 times square root of 1 times 1. We're trying to find 6 people. This is day 6. This is day 6. We're trying to look for 6 people. We're finding 6 people, okay? So in mathematics, if you've got 2 numbers under one symbol, the square root symbol being multiplied, you can separate them by doing the square root of 3 times square root of 2 times square root of 3 times square root of 2 times square root of 1 times square root of 1 times square root of 1 times square root of 1. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so we are multiplying here, so we can multiply any number as long as we're going to be multiplying all the numbers. So if I take square root of 3 and I multiply that with 1, I'm going to say square root of 3 times square root of 1 times square root of 2 times square root of 1 square root of 2 times square root of 1 times square root of 3 times square root of 1. This is still six people. And then we have square root of 2 times square root of 1. Okay. Now, square root of 3 times square root of 1 is the same as square root of 3 times square root of 2 times square root of 1. That is the same as square root of 2. Square root of 3 times square root of 1. That is the same as square root of 3. Square root of 2 times square root of 1. That is the same as square root of 2. So we now have square root of 3 times square root of 2 times square root of 3 times 2. So let's do the inverse now. This becomes square root of 3 times square root of 2. So it becomes square root of 3 times 2 under one symbol, square root symbol. Okay, we now have that here times, we now have square root of 3 times square root of 2. We're going to put it under one symbol. So we know that this is 3 times 2, so that is square root of 6 times 3 times 2, that would be square root of 6. Now, if we change the square root sign and make it a power, we're going to say 6 to the power half. Multiply again, we change the square root of sign without changing the value of the number. We're just changing the square root of sign and making it a power. So this will become 6 to the power half. Okay, you still with me? Good. Now when you multiplying powers and they have the same exponents and the same base, not the same exponent, rather the same base, you just take the base and you add the exponents. So it would be half plus a half, and therefore that would be 6. Half plus half, that's 1, and 6 to the power 1, that is 6. Day 6, people.